Hello friends, how are you all? This is Lakshya Arora and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I am going to discuss about Azure Load Balancer. I am going to give you a brief overview about Azure Load Balancer, how it works and what is the basic structure of a load balancer. So let's get started. So Azure Load Balancer, as it is obvious by the name, that it is used to load balance the incoming traffic to the backend VMs. Before that, let me draw a simple diagram so that you will understand better. Just try to remember these diagrams so that you will not forget these concepts afterwards. So with the help of diagrams you can visualize those and we can recall that easily. This is the client, okay, and these are the VMs, VM1, VM2, VM3. I'm just taking a very basic example of load balancer. See, this is my load balancer. These are the backend virtual machines which are placed at the back of this load balancer, and this is the client. So let me start with an example. Let's suppose you are a client and you are hitting any website called www.xyz.com. Then when you are hitting a website, you are sending a request. That request will go through this load balancer to these backend virtual machines 1, 2, 3. Okay, and after that these virtual machines will be sending a response to you through load balancer to clients. So what I mean to say is that here, what is the action of load balancer? What is the role of load balancer? So its role is to distribute the traffic to the backend virtual machines. Like there will be 10,000, 20,000 users who will be hitting the same URL, right? So all the traffic will not go only to a single machine or only to this machine. The entire traffic will be distributed to all these three virtual machines so that no machine will be overloaded with the traffic. So this is the function of load balancer, just to distribute the traffic evenly, distribution of traffic on the backend virtual machines. Okay, and in load balancer we have a concept called health props. Now let me tell you what is health props. So health props are mainly responsible for checking the health of your virtual machine. Like we have three virtual machine in this example, and so function of this health prop is to check whether these three VMs are healthy or not. Like this VM2, let's suppose this VM3 went down, okay, so traffic will not be distributed to all these VMs. Traffic will only distribute to VM1 and VM2 because VM3 is down. And how VM1, VM2 came to know that VM3 is down? Through health props. They basically ping each and every to each another at regular time interval. Okay, in case this VM3 is not sending any response to VM2 or VM3 or VM1, like these VMs are not getting any response from VM3, then they will declare it as dead and it will be down, and your traffic will not go to VM3 now. Traffic will be distributed evenly to only VM1 and VM2 since VM3 is down. So this is a function of health prop, just to monitor the instance health. Okay, and the traffic which is flowing from your client to the backend virtual machines also depends on the internal load balancing rules. So in load balancer, when you will create load balancer through portal or through PowerShell or through CLI, whatever may be, or through ARM template maybe, you will also define some load balancing rules. That load balancing rules will be responsible for distributing the traffic to these backend virtual machines. We have two types of rules: internal and inbound and outbound. Inbound NAT rules and outbound NAT rules. Okay, let's suppose this is a load balancer. These are the backend VMs. This is the client which is connecting to this load balancer and receiving its response from these backend VMs. Then inbound rule means those will apply for the incoming traffic. Okay, and outbound rules will be applied for the outgoing traffic which is going from your virtual machines to the client. Reverse, that is outbound and this is inbound. So basic load balancer is not having this outbound rule concept. Only standard load balancer is having this concept in inbound and outbound. Basic will only be having only inbound concept. These are the types of rules. So in rules you need to configure the source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port. All these things you need to configure, and those things will be mapped. Port masquerading will be done by the Azure load balancer to map the incoming port and IP to the destination port and IP. So on the basis of that, your traffic will be distributed to the backend virtual machines. So that is how load balancer works. Now let us discuss types of load balancer. Simple, we have two types of load balancer: public and private load balancer. Public load balancer, as it is known by the name, it is generally used to map a public IP address. Anybody, any external client from the internet can connect to the load balancer. Private IP address is generally used in companies and organizations where they host their some private data or some backend databases. So private IP is only those clients can connect who are allowed to connect, who are who should be part of a particular virtual network. So that is called private load balancer. So no external anonymous source can connect to a private load balancer. That anonymous source can connect only to a public load balancer, like Flipkart, flipkart.com, www.flipkart.com. So Flipkart, Amazon, these sites must be using load balancer. I'm not sure. So they must be using public load balancer, because anybody can connect from public to these load balancers. Okay. And let me tell you one more thing. See, this is the load balancer. These are the backend VMs. So if you remember, a couple of years back, Flipkart site or some Amazon site got crashed. I don't remember. During Big Billion Days, I think that site got crashed. So how it got crashed, I'm just assuming that. I'm not sure what exactly the infrastructure which Flipkart has implemented. I'm just assuming that if they are if they have used a load balancer, and all their VMs which were serving the traffic to the clients, to 10,000, 20,000 lakhs of clients, okay, all these VMs got down simultaneously. Then I'm just giving an example. So similarly in load balancer, if your all the virtual machines goes down simultaneously, obviously your client will not get a response. The website will crash. Okay, so it does not happen frequently. It happens in very, very rare cases. Usually when you are working in some organization, in some company, and one of the virtual machine or two virtual machine got crashed, then obviously we will come to know and we will work towards fixing it. Okay, so by the time third VM is going to have some problem, we will fix the remaining two. So that is just a worst case scenario I'm taking. So load balancer is basically a high availability solution. High availability solution means, like, there are 3 VMs. Okay, traffic is being distributed to all the VMs. In case VM goes down, then your other VMs will be up to serve the traffic to your client, to serve the request to your client. So it is a great high availability solution in load balancer. We have different high availability solutions on Azure: load balancer, virtual machine scale set, availability set. Okay, in availability set, your VMs gets distributed in different fault domains, update domains. So Azure has lots of high availability solutions. We have different replication options in storage that are mainly used for high availability, so that your data gets your data is maintained. So this is just a brief overview of load balancer, and if you want, you can try on your own, and you can go to Azure portal and create a load balancer. But you need to configure some things. You need to configure some virtual machines. You need to add those virtual machines as backend pools. In load balancer, you will be having one option called backend pools. You will need to add those virtual machines and add backend pools. You need to configure health props. Health props are very necessary for high availability. Health props will be checking whether this virtual machine went down or not. So you can set a threshold also. So lot of option you have. In threshold, you can set how much percentage should be that or how much time it should be when these VMs should mark a particular VM as dead. So various options are there. And you need to configure front end IP. This is front end IP of a load balancer. This can be public or private. If you are using a private front-end IP address, then it will be a private or internal load balancer. And if you are using a public front-end IP, then a load balancer will be a public load balancer. So based on the requirements, you create load balancers in companies. Inbound rules, you need to configure inbound NAT rules, outbound NAT rules. Okay, so these things you need to configure, and rest like maintaining the load balancer, port masquerading, that is mostly taken care by Azure. You just need to set up. And one more concept is there, like traffic manager. So I will create a separate video on traffic manager. Traffic manager is also like load balancer, but it is DNS based load balancer. So that is some differences there. So most of the people get confused between traffic manager and load balancer. So some differences there. I will create a separate video for you guys if you want. So yeah guys, that's all for this video, and please let me know in the comment section if you're liking my channel and if you're liking my videos. It will motivate me and encourage me to post more videos. So yeah, that's it guys. Thank you for watching my video, and take care.